just remembered such a cool story from the time when I was competing in pageants, and I want to use the story today to hopefully inspire you to look beyond your current situation and look to what's possible, but what's possible if you can overcome the current situation. So in 2011, I competed for the title of Mrs. Missouri, and I don't know if I truly had any business being on that stage. A lot of the girls I competed with, they had a lot more than I did. My dress was borrowed. I remember my suit, because we had to have an interview suit. My suit was a strapless dress that I pulled down to my waist to make a long black pencil skirt because I didn't own a pencil skirt, and a thrifted blazer on top of it. So my interview suit cost me $4. Again, my gown was borrowed and the swimsuit was provided by the pageant. For all of those outfits, I brought one pair of shoes, and it was a pair of shoes I'd already owned for about 7 years. They were actually my senior prom shoes. So they were acrylic heels, you know, the clear heels that girls compete in pageants in, and they were good enough. And I took those. I remember, again, only having the one pair of shoes for all of my outfits. The night before the pageant, we had rehearsals. We needed to perfect this onstage dance that we had and know exactly where our marks were to walk out in our various outfits. So the practice actually lasted for several hours. We were all practicing in our heels, and then the unthinkable happens, guys, because I want you to keep in mind that this all was happening in the middle of one of Branson's worst snowstorms. So all of the stores are closed. The roads are covered in ice. We're pretty much snowed into this hotel right now, and my shoe breaks. Mind you, the only pair of shoes that I have. Never one to let them see me sweat. I sat down without saying a word. I slid my shoes off. I did the rest of the rehearsal barefoot. And the second I got to my hotel room, a little panic set in, and I thought, what am I gonna do? I don't have shoes for swimsuit. I don't have shoes for my interview in the morning. I don't even have shoes for my evening gown if I don't have these shoes. All of the stores are closed. What am I going to do? Well, I'm also not one to wallow in my circumstances for any amount of time. So I thought I could sit here and think about all of the things I don't have, all of the advantages someone else has because they have these things that I don't, or I could focus on the things that I do have and how I could possibly get to where I need to be with the items that I do have. Well, I had some duct tape that I was using as fashion tape, another cheap way to get to the pageant. It was as painful as it sounds, and I thought, I'm going to take this duct tape and re-adhere the strap on the shoe. I taped it up, but there's no way it was gonna hold. I did have a needle and thread, and how do you fix a pair of plastic acrylic high heel shoes with a needle and thread? I threaded that needle and I started pushing it through the duct tape, the strap, the cushiony sole part of the shoe, just to try to reinforce that strap. And I remember I didn't have a thimble or anything to use as a thimble, and I was at one point trying to use a little nickel on my thumb just to push that through the layers of acrylic, and I sewed it that night until my thumb bled. So until my thumb was bleeding, and I knew that those shoes were not gonna fall apart the next day. And the next day I competed wearing those shoes. I competed wearing that borrowed gown, that $4 thrift store makeshift interview outfit, the provided swimsuit, and Dollar General, believe it or not, LA Colors cosmetics makeup, and a broken pair of shoes. I competed and I won the next day. There was never a time in preparing for that pageant that I didn't have a reason not to enter. I'll be honest with you guys, I probably did not belong up there. There were more reasons for me not to be up there than to be up there, but I took a look at what I had and I made a way. And the reason I tell you guys this today is because I want you to envision that title, that whatever it is that you're after, there's something in your life that you're envisioning getting to. But there's so many reasons why someone else outside of your circumstance, another voice, not your own, another voice is telling you that you don't belong there, that you're not good enough, that your stuff is not good enough. Look, this is broken. You certainly don't belong on stage here. I'm here not only to tell you that you belong, but to encourage you to get up and do something about it, because no one's knocking on the door and showing up with a new pair of shoes. Do you understand? No one is going to fix the situation for you. You're gonna have to look around and pull yourself up by your bootstraps, pull yourself up by your acrylic heels. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever dream and whatever vision that you have for your life that God placed in you, that is not on accident. You want the enemy to come in and steal, kill, and destroy that vision and that dream? What if God has planned you and he has predestined you to whatever that vision, whatever that place is, with a purpose? Because I can tell you that I did not use that title in vain. I got to speak to children all over our state about growing up in a positive way outside of the way that the media would have them to grow up, and making positive decisions. And I have no doubt that I was able to make an impact with that title. But if I had let the enemy get in my head, if I had let those voices win ever along the way, when things just kept going wrong, when I just didn't have money for any of these things, then I could have at any point said no to God's purpose. I could have said no to the calling he had for that season of my life. He has called you to something in this season of your life, in this upcoming season, and you know it. I am just reiterating what he's already put in your heart, because there are people watching this right now that are like, yes, God is telling me that he's turning the page. God is telling me that there's a new chapter about to start. I know that he is, or he wouldn't have me telling you this. Do not let the enemy win this fight, okay? Because he has predestined you and he alone will equip you, all right? Quit looking for sources outside of God. He alone has already equipped you with what you need to get there. I hope this video is so encouraging to you guys. Please share it with someone that you know needs an uplifting word of encouragement. God bless you. Thank you so much for watching this video. And as you are going new places in life and to new heights, maybe in your career or your business, remember always treat your business like your business.